Welcome to the weekly review, making sense of relevant topics and news, a program of South Network. My name is Roger Alfred Yoron Modi. I'm the producer and the host of the show. Today we are talking about the role of community or ethnic associations in creating cohesion and building peace in South Sudan. And I'm joined via Zoom by Buoth, the leader of Liech Community Association in Kenya. Welcome to the weekly review.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rogers and the South Network for having me. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yes, a community or a tribe is not a political party, and when it comes to community matters or meetings, we would like to know from you, because there are records. You have been treating the leaders from your community, Liech, or let me say Nuer in general, with that kind of bias or pushing some people away because they are from this political party or that political grouping and so on. So tell our audience, how do you treat the various politicians and people from your community who are from different political parties?
Well, thank you very much. I would love to give you a brief, history of Liech Community Associations in Kenya. Liech Community Association in Kenya was established in 2008. It was a combination of community members and students who happened to find themselves in Kenya. We felt that it was important that when we come to Kenya, we felt that it was good for us to have an association where we can know each other, we interact together, and we face and celebrate some of the few things that we do, and also share the challenges that we face as refugees community. You will know that a Liech Community Association is a community of refugees that affect the country. And we are always very mindful about what is happening in the country, what is happening at home. So Liech Community is an association of the Haven refugees in Nairobi, and basically we are based in Nairobi. And so it was founded on the basis of unity and people interacting together, sharing their challenges. It's a social welfare organization, and in fact, it's a non-political organization that has a constitution. So it was founded ahead of the Southern Sudan referendum that brought our country independence today. So now that leads me to your question, that how do we treat members from different political groups? I happen personally, I am the chairperson, and I currently I am not a member of any established political organizations, and I have been chosen by the members to lead them, from 2018 up to now. There are members who are, staunch, members of certain political establishment in the country. So we coexist together. We do not really advance ideals of a certain political organization in the country. So when we come together as a community, as an association, we leave our political, ideals aside. We come and do and advance certain things that, that are of our interest together. Of course, there are certain things that we involve in, things that, clearly relate to politics, and the kinds of politics that we play are a politics of advancing the agreement that we sign. Things to do with peace, things to do with reconciliations. And these are things we've always been doing all along. So we have no problem really with people who are, or leaders who are from a certain political group. I would say frankly that we have a number of members who are, likely from the SPLM-IO. We have a good number of people who are from the SPLM-IG, or you call them the section of Salva Kiir, or section of Riek Machar, and other members of political parties. So we all coexist because, like the philosophers are saying that human beings are a political animal. So we are all politicians. And in effect, when we come together, we leave our political ideal aside. I'm also an activist, and I advance certain political ideals that are my own. But when we come to the community, we particularly deal with issues that pertains our community.
Since the start of the war in the country, we've seen community associations, some even that are not registered, just a few individuals calling themselves representing a community and so on. People have been issuing statements, some are inflammatory, some cause tensions, and even brought communities into conflicts. In your opinion and given your experience, how best could community or ethnic associations contribute to peace, both at communal levels and at the national levels? How best do you think?
I would talk on behalf of my associations. I do not want to talk about what other people are doing. The organization.
From your experience, you could maybe also share how best you think communities could or help build peace, because when you know something that you think is good and you experienced it, it's also good to share with others.
Yes. I got your question. Yeah. Communities played a singular role in advancing peace in the country, whether at home or in the diaspora. You will agree that the diaspora community play a very important role in advancing peace at home, because we are the one on social media all the times. We have an opportunity to be online. Many of us are privileged to be able to read and write. So we are really playing a very important role. When you look at the members, when you look at the people who are writing on social media, majority of them are from the communities that are outside. So I believe the community organizations are playing a very important role. That cascades down to the community I am in, the Liech Community Association in Kenya. Since the beginning of the war, and from 2018, actually, after the 2016 crisis, we play a very important role. We've been affected in one way or the other. So we felt that among ourselves, we really should have peace among ourselves. We should coexist. So we preach peace. We make statements that really are not attacking each other, are not things that really are fundamental issues that we'll be dealing with. Now, when it comes to how do community advance peace in the country, I think we advance peace by way of also, commenting, where you're participating. Like we've been issuing a statement, calling on leaders at the community level, calling on leaders to do certain things that we feel they are not doing right, or they are not doing speedily. Things that we feel are hindering the agreement. Like from day one, when the agreement was signed on 12 September 2018, we were at the forefront in pushing on the stakeholders, the parties, and all the grantors to make sure that they do what is necessary. I think that is our contribution. You get. And we've been doing it from day one. When the peace was signed, we felt that we issue a statement that signing it is one thing, signing the agreement is one thing, but implementing it is another. So from day one, we've been really pushing for the implementation of the agreement, and we're still there. So we felt that this is not a role that is to be played by a certain group. We all have a responsibility in ensuring that we push for what we think is good. Because all of us, even our members, wanted to go home. We have graduates, people who wanted to go home, wanted to go and contribute and improve the life of the family members and themselves at home. So it is our responsibility, and we've been doing it. We've been issuing a statement from day one, calling on the governors to be calling on the governors, state governors to be appointed speedily. We were at the forefront of it. So Liech community, I think, had played a very single role. But above all, we as a community, our main objective is to live peacefully, because we are the one who have been teared apart at home. We are fighting. We have a clan issues. We have even, we are made up of 7 clans. The Liech community is made of 7 clans, and these clans are also fighting at home. So when they come here, it is very difficult for us to meet, to discuss issues, because each time we talk about justice, it is like we're attacking on the other community. Each time we talk about peace, it is like we're advancing the interests of a certain, person. outside there. So we are very careful in dealing with this issue. So I think in a nutshell, I would say that communities play a very single role because these members, the leaders in South Sudan, their children and their women and their members, their family members are with us. So they listen each time we talk. They're very keen, and they are, we believe when
as an ethnic or community association, do you relate or interact with other community organizations around here?
We relate very much. Like for the last 3 years or so, when I've been in the leadership of the Liech Community Association in Kenya, there is no single event that we have done without inviting the leaders of other communities. This is what I have successfully done myself. Whenever we have an event or a function, I make sure that representatives of other communities are involved so that they feel that there is nothing that is being discussed against them. So whenever there's a celebration, we welcome them. Leaders from Bahr el Ghazal, leaders from Equatoria, and even leaders from various sections of the Nuer community and Greater Afan in general. So I can tell you for a fact that whenever we have a function, and you can see from our videos on the social media, you can check, you find that we have always had a representative of other communities. So we relate, very strongly with other communities. And I also feel I have been invited to many other communities forum. I have been honored, and I think I can testify that there is that relation, especially between my communities and other community members.
Well, Doc, sorry, we have technical problem. The show is going to cut off soon. Let me ask the last question. What impact does politicians' monetary contribution have on your community association or others?
It has a great impact, but I have seen it in other communities. My communities have never been given money by any politicians. As you are aware, Liech community, is a community that is a community where the likes of Vice President Taban Dengai, First Vice President Riek Machar, several other government ministers come from Liech community, from Unity State. But I happen not to have been given a small sum of money by most of these politicians that I'm mentioning. So, and I think this is one reason why my community has been at peace, because I have seen many other communities that have been given money by these other politicians. They always end up in chaos. There's a low community was once given money by certain politicians. There is a poor community that was given money by Taban Dengai in Nairobi. So they end up, many of them arrested themselves. They called police, they were disrupted. So the money that are given by politicians normally have an impact, because it is deemed that when a politician gives a certain amount to a community, they say that that politician is trying to advance his interest or to influence the community members. So there are positive impact. There are both positive and negative impact. It's good for people too, because we are non-profit organizations. We don't have a real source of money.
I'm sorry, we have a technical problem in the studio. Some other time we may be able to continue with the topic. The show is going off at the moment. Sorry, we will pick up from there another day.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Brother Rogers.
Thank you.
Grateful.